We're back. Not game. This is a deck tech. Ha ha ha. I'm so used to saying games now because I just recorded 8 of them. I recorded 4 for this video, for this deck series, and 4 for the Ruby Diamond Inspire deck. What we have here is the main deck for what is going to be in our Versus video from Team Spicy Brews. This is an update of the Fulmination deck that you saw on the Hex TCG forums I wrote about several times. The new addition, of course, is when those articles were written, Twisted Fate was not a card. So now that it is a card, I had to kind of rethink how I want to play these decks. Now, I don't like Twisted Fate. I don't think it's very good, but I think right now it's necessary because there's so few combo pieces available. If they ever, when sets 5 and 6 and 7 come out or whatever, and there's a format where you could play with all the sets, I'm sure there'll be another alternative for Cerebral Fulmination. Like, there'll be a second card that has this effect. There'll probably be another card that has maybe this effect. There'll be cards that double up and give me redundant combo pieces, but right now we just don't have redundancy. So we need to just play bad versions. Like, this is a bad card, but it's kind of necessary if we ever plan on milling somebody out. It also means that we can mill somebody out naturally without Chronic Madnesses. If you watch the video series, I know this is the deck tech, but I already recorded the videos. In one of the videos, I believe it's game 3, we mill the guy out with no Chronic Madness. We don't cast it a single time. He just gets milled out from Twisted Fates. So it's certainly possible. Going through the deck, the core of the deck is here, the core that I wrote about. There's the 4 Chronic Madness, the 4 Time Mastery of Time, the 4 Oracle Song, the 4 Cerebral Fulminations. And now I guess you could add to it the 4 Twisted Fates. Those are kind of like the Ruby Sapphire mill plan. Then our removal suite is 3 Heat Waves, 4 Rage Fires, 2 Burns. This split is so that I'm not dead to hasty dudes. Like, what do they call them? Speed troops, like Rampaging Tarrasque. You'll see me lose a game too. This list was already in effect before we saw that game, but it's the reason these are in there for such occurrences. Rage Fires are a good alternate kill plan. In the last game of the series that you'll see, I actually get Rage Fire up to 8 or 10, and I use it to take out, big monsters that were otherwise potentially going to kill me. 2 Secret Labs, I don't love them, but they combo with the Twisted Fate, so we might as well run them out. You'll see me, I'll use them, even if I don't want to, like, one game you'll see I have 2 Mastery of Times, and I don't want to get rid of them. But it's worth activating it just so I was able to mill him each time because I had a Twisted Fate out. So it basically just became a mill yourself, mill them card, if that's the way you want to look at it. 2 Hex Engines help power out our plays. They're pretty good. I think they're going to stay. Heat Waves I didn't talk about. They're for the Swarmy decks. They combo off with Burns and Rage Fires to take out slightly bigger troops. 1 Plan C, it's just that. It's our Plan C. Plan A is milling, Plan B is Rage Firing, Plan C is Plan C. Plan C comboing with a Mastery of Time could just be, 15 damage. 10 sources, 15 damage out of nowhere. 8 sources, it's 12 damage out of nowhere. It's pretty good. That and a Rage Fire might just be able to put it away. Crazed Rummaging is a concession to the fact that we have Twisted Fate in the deck. With a Twisted Fate out, a Crazed Rummaging becomes mill 6. I draw 3, they mill 3, then they draw 3. So it's actually 6 cards out of their deck. With 2 Twisted Fates, it's 9 cards out of the deck. You'll see me occasionally use it. It's not great. These are the first 2 cuts if anything's coming out. The 2 Crazed Rummagings, I'm not sure if I like the numbers, if I want to change the numbers of anything else. I think this is what we're going to stick with, a split of 10, 10, and 4. Let me show you the sideboard. Now, I don't use the sideboard in any of the games, but this is for our Versus series when we finally run it out. You're going to see all 75 cards. And I'll point out which ones are the sideboard. So we have 1 Plan C in the sideboard. We could sideboard into it against control decks. We have 4 Time Ripples. Those are against combo decks that have that are crutching on a single card, kind of like what we are. It's also good against big creature decks, not swarm decks. It's overall a good card to have access to. We have access to the 4th Heat Wave. We have 3 main decks, so the 4th one's in the board. 2 Cosmic Totems because I want to have an out to an opposing mill deck. So that's 1, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. 1 Stormcall, 9. 2 Storm Colossus, 10, 11. 2 more Burns, 12, 13. 1 Eternal Guardian, 14. And the counter magic makes 15. So what you're seeing here is all 75 cards of my main deck and sideboard combined. You just have to minus out my main deck. So it's 1 Plan C, 4 Time Ripples, 1 Heat Wave, 2 Cosmic Totems, 1 Stormcall, 2 Storm Colossus, 2 Burns, and 1 Counter Magic hiding out down here. I talked about the top row. The Stormcall is another hedge against aggro decks, things that I can't burn out. 2 Storm Colossus come in against the control decks. So a deck that's control or is going to Omen, Curse of Oblivion me, that's coming in. So after board, we have like 4 game plans that they can't curse them. I mean, they could curse them all, but we're going to assume that's not going to happen. Similarly, I can bring in the 1 counter magic against them, 2 Burns against the early rush decks, and 1 Eternal Guardian for the mid-rangey big creature decks. We're probably going to be able to run it out. This 1 Eternal Guardian might come out for another counter magic. Not sure. Sorry. I haven't tested it out with the sideboard yet, but we're building 75 card decks so that we can run out sideboarded games for our video series. I thought it'd be interesting to show you. One more time, back to the first deck. This is what it looks like without the board. This is what you're going to see this is what you're going to see in all the videos for the video series. So I hope you watch them. I hope you like them. We are also running Wyatt now instead of the mill champ. He's still only milling 2 instead of 3. And I would rather draw a card than... drawing a card might be the 3rd copy of Chronic Madness, which means we're actually milling for 12. It's much better. It might also be that Mastery that we need, or that Rage Fire that we need, or that Heat Wave that we need, or that Plan C we've been waiting around for, or that Source that we need. It could be a lot of different things, so I would much rather draw a card than always mill. Usually when we're milling them, they're either getting all the way milled, or we're not going to be able to mill them out at all. It's just not fast enough. So that's the deck. Hope you enjoy the videos. We'll see you back.